Yes, now J.K. Rowling has tweeted her praise for a women's rights protester who, quote, did not drop her flag as she stood up against rowdy trans activists in Manchester.
Yes, well, Aleks Kovacevic, sorry, I've desecrated that surname, but was at the statue of suffragette Emmeline Pankhurst campaigning for the protecting of the rights of biological women when a balaclava-clad trans rights activist began to counter-protest nearby.
Yes, well, Aleks is seen in footage across Twitter being grabbed by one of the masked protesters by the arm and forced to sit on a bench. RTV viewers will be seeing that footage right now. It's quite shocking if you haven't seen it and are listening to us. You can look it up on Twitter. All this time, she did not drop her suffragette flag. Well, to tell us more about her experience is Aleks herself, who we're really pleased to say joins us now.
Can I just apologise for getting your surname wrong, Aleks? Massive apologies there. But yes, no.
Okay, okay, you're not the
okay, all right. Well, look, yeah. You had a. Well, it's assault, really. What happened, isn't it?
Yes, Mavis. Thank you for having me first. And thank you guys in general from all of us and all my sisters, because you're the only broadcaster who ever gives us the chance to bring across our point of view. So, yes, we are very grateful to you, and thank you for having me today.
Well, that's all right. Just talk our listeners, our viewers, our online viewers and listeners as well through exactly what happened.
Okay, so Posie Parker from Standing for Women, she does these rallies where she lets women speak every month in London, and she has started going around the country, and she had a rally in Manchester, so we were all going to the rally. It wasn't a protest. It's not a protest what we do. It is a rally where women speak. And yes, we were going to the rally with our suffragette flag. And it was supposed to be at the statue. So we went there, we saw those, children basically in balaclavas, but we have the right to stand there as well. So we tried to, and they tried to stop us. And specifically me, I think because I had the flag with me, and that sort of marked me for attack. And one of them grabbed onto my leg. That was before the footage starts. I shook him off, and then, then the footage starts, and you can see for yourself what happened. They started pushing me and pulling me, and, forcing me to sit down, trying to push me back. And all the time, I was thinking I cannot drop the flag. That will be sacrilege, to drop that flag to the ground.
Yeah, and can I just ask, because it's not clear from the footage, because the people are dressed up in balaclavas and all-black gear, as if that puts you on the right side of history. But anyway, can I just ask if that was a man or a woman who was... Could you tell if that was a man or a woman?
I could tell that the one specifically that you see the most in the footage, that was a man, because I have touched him, on his chest. And there were no boobs there. But there was a girl. One of them was a girl who also took my arm or something.
It's just incredible because I think this whole trans debate has almost re-legitimised violence against women, because it's okay, for example, it's never okay for a man to hit a woman, but actually, if I'm a woman who has certain views and it's a man with sort of pro-trans views, then suddenly it's okay for them to do that. But I do just want to ask you about the organisation you're with, Standing for Women. I'm on your website now. I mean, from my perspective, nothing uncontroversial at all. All you want to do is say women's, the word woman is for biological women, and we don't want to see this kind of language change. Can you just explain a bit more about what you're trying to achieve?
Yes, it is pretty much what you said. There is nothing controversial or complicated about us. We are just women who have noticed how women's rights are being slowly eroded in a very, in a way that is very difficult to counter, because it's all done under cover of inclusion and diversity. And also, we are being shut down. We are not allowed to speak, more or less. Women are getting dismissed from... Women are losing their jobs over saying literally that a woman is an adult human female, which is apparently a hate crime now. And this is outrageous. Standing for Women and Kellie-Jay has that one very simple, clear message. Women is an adult human female, and we need to hold on to that because that is important in many different contexts, in rape refugees, in domestic violence, help for women, in hospitals, in toilets, in changing rooms. There is a reason we have those single-sex spaces because we need them. And we don't want men in there, and that should not be controversial.
No, exactly. And you stood near a statue of Emmeline Pankhurst, who was born in Moss Side in Manchester, right? Now, for anyone who knows Moss Side in Manchester, it's an exceptionally working-class area, to say the least. And she obviously campaigned for the suffragettes, which was women's rights. She also specifically campaigned for them to get the right to vote. And so I would argue, and I'm intrigued to get your view on this, that anyone who is protesting against that is against women, the working class and democracy.
Can I just add to that, actually, because one of the critiques that was levelled against you was that Emmeline Pankhurst wasn't campaigning for all women, she was campaigning for wealthier white women.
Well,
so that's the critique that people were levelling against you. So what would you say to that?
Well, that was 100 years ago. The world was a different place back then. It's about the principle, because it's about what she fought for. The classist thing was not that much alive back then. And also, you have to start somewhere. I mean, none of these women were perfect. We're all normal, ordinary women. We all have our faults. We all have our, bad sides, if you so-called bad sides. So, I don't know, she's not a saint, and nobody's ever claimed she's a saint. But you know her name, I know her name, so she's done something good. And she's built the base on which...
No, exactly. Look, and I think, well, I would hope that I would speak for certainly the vast majority of our viewers, and if I don't speak for all of them, then I think some of them need to give their head a wobble. But keep up the good work, all right? Keep going, and, the world is becoming an increasingly crazy place, and I think you're trying to instill a little bit of sanity in it, Alex. So thank you very, very much. Keep cracking on. Anyway, right.